All right, we're here at the top of page 4, and there's a little reminder from the book what we just did on the previous page, okay? So we can use this to help us with the examples from page 3 of these notes. And on to page 2 and 43, they talk about horizontal and vertical lines. A horizontal has a y-intercept of 0, b, wherever so if the graph is y equals b, the equation is y equals b, the y-intercept is going to be 0, b. And on the next example, you've got a vertical line. The graph of x equals a is a vertical line, and the x-intercept is a, 0. So again, you can memorize this, or you can draw out an example for yourself and convince yourself every time. Horizontal is going to have a y equals some number equation, and that intercept is going to be 0, some number, because it's going to cross the y-axis and run parallel to the x-axis. That's what horizontal does. And you can memorize that vertical, or you can convince yourself by drawing it out, that vertical is going to always have the same x value. So you get x equals a certain number, and that'll be where that number will be where it crosses the x-axis, known as the x-intercept. So it'd be that number, 0. So anyway, however you want to think of it, but find what makes the most sense to you. If you are skilled at just straight memorization, do that. If you need to have a logical backup, because when you get nervous and you start to panic in an exam situation, which you've got to get to the point where you don't panic, right? But if you get nervous in a test situation, what you've memorized might get blocked, right? You know it, but you can't force your brain to remember something. So you got to have a way to kind of think it through logically and help unlock what you've already memorized and learned. Okay. And if you're curious about that, like how can I increase my memory? How can I decrease my anxiety on tests? That's a great conversation to have with any of your help resources, or come to me. I love to have that conversation and help you guys get better at being more ready for the test. Okay, let's move on. We're already to the practice plus part of this section, and it says to match each equation with one of the graphs. So we're going to do one here together, and then in the next video you'll get a chance to do the try problem, because I know it's off the screen a little bit right now. So we'll just end this little video with this watch problem. Match each equation with one of the graphs. So x plus 2y is equal to -4. We're going to build our skills in this. We're going to get much better in this as we go through chapter 4. But right now, our technique, what we know how to do, is either make a big table of 5 points and plot that on the graph, or we can use what we're in the section 4.2, and that is to use intercepts. So let's use what we're learning here. And find the equation that matches, find the graph that matches this equation. We have we actually have 8 choices here. But I'm going to let you know that it's going to be one of these top 4, because that's what fits on the screen here. Actually, I'm sorry, I do need to make this fit a little bit better here. So I'm going to scoot this up. I just looked ahead to my notes here. Okay, I'm going to hold this in place here so you can see all 8 graphs, because you get, I did create it so that these 2 equations use both lines of graphs here. Okay, so all that to say, here is your equation, x plus 2y equals -4. We're going to use what we know how to do in this case, and that is to find intercepts. So we do an easy plug-in of x equals 0, and then we're going to turn around and do another easy plug-in of y equals 0. And when you plug in 0 for x, you've got x plus 2y is equal to -4. If we put in 0 for x, that x piece falls out and you just get 2y is equal to -4. Divide both sides by 2 and you get y is equal to -2. And now I know my point is 0, -2. Before I go searching for a graph that has 0, -2 as its intercept, because if you do, you'll notice there's 2 of them. Okay, number 3 and number 7 both have an intercept of 0, -2. Let's find the other intercept and convince us. Okay, some of you might already have enough handle on horizontal and vertical that you can go, well, it can't be number 7 because horizontal would be missing the x value. It would just have a y value in the equation. And you're exactly right. Way to apply your new knowledge there. But let's go ahead and find the second intercept. So we plug in 0 for y, and you have x plus 2 times y equals -4, and we'll plug in 0 for y. That causes the y to fall out, and it just becomes x, or 2 times 0 to fall out, just becomes 0, and then you're just left with x is equal to -4. So we get the point -4, 0. So we're looking for a graph that crosses at 0, -2, the y-axis, that's y-intercept, but it also crosses the x-axis at -4, 0. And because when you have 2 points, there's only one unique line that connects it, if we found our 2 intercepts, we have found the line that works for this equation. So it's not number 7, it's number 3. The graph of this equation is graph number 3. So now you try number 68. Hit the pause button while you work on matching up the graph with this equation. Okay, and what you should come up with is that this equation creates a line, the line that's in graph number 2, and we will do, it has the intercept 0, 2, and 5, 0, and we'll do this one together in class as an example. Okay, let's move on to the next video, and we'll do the bottom of page 4. See you there.